Okay, it's week 4. This week we're playing Shamma. We finally get the legendary Incineroar matchup. Uh, let's go through her team. First on the team is Incineroar. Incineroar is the classic VGC GOAT. I think it's so funny that Pokemon made their VGC mascot the biggest furry bait Pokemon of all time. Uh, right, so typical things of Incineroar. Incineroar has Intimidate, Fake Out, Parting Shot, a lot of supporting moves too, like Will-O-Wisp and Taunt. Also, Incineroar has good offensive moves like Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Darkest Lariat, Throat Chop. Uh, so Incineroar is able to function both as a supporting Pokemon and also an attacker. Next, let's look at Blastoise. Blastoise is one of the main megas on this team. Uh, Blastoise is a really interesting Pokemon, and I think I would have liked to draft it as well. Um, Blastoise can be used as a supporter, a setup sweeper, or also just an all-around attacker. Um, some of the supporting moves that it gets are like Fake Out, Flip Turn to switch out, Yawn. I think it gets Life Dew. Yeah, Life Dew. But it also can set up with Shell Smash. So Shell Smash is a really useful move, right? So this will double its attack, special attack, and speed by 2. So if Blastoise gets the Shell Smash off, it gets really hard to handle. And then also has really good special attacking moves. Water moves like Muddy Water, Water Spout. Also has moves like Aura Sphere, Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, combined well with Mega Launcher, which boosts the power of Pulse moves by 1.5. Blastoise is also very bulky and has good special attack with medium speed, right? So with this speed, Blastoise can function in Trick Room or Tailwind. Next, we have Tyranitar. Tyranitar is one of the OG pseudo-legendary Pokemon. Uh, right, so Tyranitar sets stand when it switches in. Uh, this boosts its special defense because it's a rock type. It has really great stats all around with medium speed. Uh, Typically, Tyranitar plays like a bulky physical attacker. Running moves like Rock Slide, Earthquake, High Horsepower. Also has dark moves like Crunch and Knockoff. Uh, and it has so many coverage moves, right? So you can see all these moves. Uh, Basically, anything Tyranitar wants to run, it can basically find a super effective move into your opponent. On top of that, Tyranitar can also run Dragon Dance to increase its attack and speed by 1. So if I ignore Tyranitar for too long, it can start setting up Dragon Dances and become hard to handle as well. Next, we have Cerulege, the edgy fire warrior guy. Usually, Cerulege runs Flash Fire, which makes it immune to fire type attacks. So if I bring in Arcanine, I need to be careful about using fire type attacks into Cerulege. Also, there's an option for Weak Armor. Weak Armor, speed is raised by 2 if it's hit by a physical attack. So typically on ladder, you'll see like Cerulege holding the Focus Sash, and it'll go for Swords Dance and be hit by a physical move, so its speed and attack are raised by 2. And then Cerulege will go for a move like Bitter Blade to recover its health after it loses a lot. Um, Cerulege has a lot of physical moves that pair well with its attack. Moves like Bitter Blade, Close Combat. There are multiple ghost options, right? So Cerulege can go for Shadow Claw, Poltergeist, or Shadow Sneak for priority. It also has Will-O-Wisp, and it has other supporting moves like Ally Switch. Next, we can talk about Meowscarada. Meowscarada is pretty cool. It's very fast, very high attack, and it has the ability Protean, which changes its type depending on the first move it uses in battle. The main move that Meowscarada will use is Flower Trick. Flower Trick always crits, and there's no accuracy check. On top of that, they're good dark type moves like Knock Off, Sucker Punch, Throat Chop, and other moves like U-Turn, Play Rough, Triple Axle. Pretty good coverage into my team, which will be hard to deal with. Next is Sylveon. Sylveon is a bulky special attacker. Typically, all Sylveon will do is run Pixelate Hyper Voice. But it's so good at doing that, it's really hard to beat still. It's very bulky on the special side, right? And with Hyper Voice, this gets spread damage, and this is turned into a fairy type attack with Pixelate. On top of that, Sylveon has other supporting moves like Yawn, and it has quick attack to finish opponents. Next is Ampharos, Mega Ampharos. Mega Ampharos is basically set to be a Trick Room Sweeper, very slow and super high special attack. It has the ability Mold Breaker, but I don't think this is super useful into me. Uh, Typically, Ampharos will run moves like Thunderbolt, Dragon Pulse, Power Gem, and Dazzling Gleam. I think it's pretty one-dimensional, but it does that one job very well. Next is Gliscor. Gliscor has really excellent typing and ground flying. Uh, it has a lot of resistances, but it's 4 times weak to ice. Uh, Mediocre stats, I think, like good high defense with pretty high speed and attack. The moves that Gliscor gets, I think the biggest thing is Gliscor gets Tailwind. On top of that, they're good ground type moves, which ground is very useful. On top of that, there's flying moves like Dual Wing Beat, and there's a lot of different physical coverage moves similar to Tyranitar. We can talk about the abilities, right? So Gliscor has Hyper Cutter. Hyper Cutter prevents attack drops. This is especially useful into Intimidate from Arcanine. On top of that, there's Sandveil. Sandveil is kind of funny. Basically, it increases the evasiveness by 1.25. So if Sandveil's up and Gliscor has Sandveil, 1 out of 4 attacks will miss. That's annoying to play around, but it is something that Gliscor can run. On top of that, there's Poison Heal, but Toxic Orb is not allowed in Regulation MB, so this isn't really something to worry about. And then last is Slowbro Galar. Slowbro Galar is a interesting mon, right? So this is Poison Psychic type. It is one of the few options that gets Trick Room, and it has a lot of coverage. What's interesting about Slowbro is it can be run as both a physical attacker or a special attacker, right? So with this move, Shell Sidearm, this can be run as both a physical attack or a special attack, whatever is highest. And then it also has a lot of different physical and special coverage moves as well. These coverage moves are really good into my team, and they can basically cater its moveset to handle the biggest threats on my team. We can talk about the ability. The first ability is Quick Draw. With this ability, there's a 30% chance that Slowbro will move first. This pairs well with its low speed, right? So like, even if Slowbro is going second, there's a 30% chance that it will go first. Next, there's Own Tempo, which is not super useful in Slowbro, but also there is Regenerator, which heals up its health by 1/3 whenever it switches up. Overall, from this team, I expect to see Incineroar, Blastoise, and Meowscarada for sure. These Pokemon match up really well into my team, and they also just have great utility. I think that Ampharos, Sylveon, and Slowbro make a good Trick Room core. Overall in this team, I see a lot of dark types, a lot of fire types as well, and there's a lot of physical attackers. Shamma is stacking a lot of Pokemon with shared weaknesses, right? I think ground hits so many of her Pokemon for super effective. The only resists that Shamma has are Meowscarada and Gliscor. Tyranitar sets sand for me, so I'll probably opt for a sand team into Shamma. First, let's talk about the speed tiers. So you can see here that Mega Gengar is faster than everything. And also my Slowking is speed tied with her Slowbro. Couple of brothers, couple of twins. So I don't know if either of us has like a huge advantage in Trick Room. I will say though that Hippowdon is slower than everything except for Mega Ampharos. And there's a lot of speed ties between Grimmsnarl, Primarina, Incineroar, and Sylveon. And also, Morpeko and Lycanroc outspeed Gliscor and the rest of the team, besides Meowscarada. First is Mega Gengar. Mega Gengar's main attacking moves here are Dazzling Gleam and Shadow Ball. These moves hit everything for at least neutral damage and super effective into a lot of these Dark and Ghost types on her team. In terms of stats, this is running enough speed to outspeed max speed Meowscarada, and the rest is going into special attack and bulk. On top of these attacking moves, I've added Disable. Disable is good to stop strong attacks into Gengar and his partner. I thought about going for Perish Song, but there are a lot of pivoting moves on Shamma's team, right? So like Incineroar can run Parting Shot, Blastoise can run Flip Turn, Meowscarada can run U-Turn, and Surulege has Ghost typing, which allows it to switch out of Shadow Tag. On top of that, Tyranitar matches really well into Gengar. So I think Perish Trap, and like committing to that is not the move against this team. Next is Lycanroc. Lycanroc is the fast Sand Sweeper. So this is able to outspeed everything on her team, even with Tailwind, except for Meowscarada. With the speed, I can outspeed max speed Gliscor. And I'm running max attack. With this set, I'm running Swords Dance to double the attack, and I'm hoping to get big KOs on Shamma's team. Also, on top of that, Close Combat and Drill Run hit almost everything for neutral or super effective damage. There's no priority on Lycanroc. I thought about running Accelerock. Swords Dance would let me boost past Intimidate from Incineroar. Next is Hippowdon. Hippowdon is a Sand Setter in case she doesn't bring Tyranitar. High horsepower hits everything for neutral and hits so many Pokemon for super effective. And Ice Fang is good into these Pokemon that resist or are immune to ground. So in particular, Ice Fang is really good to Gliscor and Meowscarada. Yawn is a good supporting move in case I get a free turn and I can't do much damage. Hippowdon is running minimum speed to function in Trick Room if that's brought against me. On top of that, it's running max attack and max defense to live as many moves from Shamma's physical attackers. I gave it Citrus Berry for sustain. This is a physical wall and I wanted to live as long as possible. Next is Vivillon. Vivillon is another supporting Pokemon. In this case, Rage Powder and Sleep Powder are kind of givens. Sleep Powder with Compound Eyes is very good. Basically, this buffs Sleep Powder to a 97% accurate move. There's Pollen Puff to heal my teammates. Pollen Puff will one-hit KO Meowscarada. On top of that, Vivillon will have Tailwind in case it needs to match or outspeed Shamma's team. I'm running max bulk with this much speed to outspeed max speed Ceruledge. I'm hoping to get Sleep Powder off into a lot of her Pokemon. I gave Vivillon the Bright Powder. With this, it raises Vivillon's evasiveness by 10%. Kind of situational, but this is really good into Triple Axle, right? So every move of Triple Axle has its own accuracy check. So stacking 3 of these with the Bright Powder increases the chance that not all 3 attacks are going to hit Vivillon. I considered Charty Berry, which halves the damage from rock type attacks, or Occa Berry, which halves the damage from fire type attacks. But both these attacks did so much damage to Vivillon, even with half the damage reduced. It's not worth putting a Resist Berry on Vivillon. Next is Primarina. So Primarina is a strong special attacker. We have Moonblast and Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice hits a lot of things for super effective. Then there's also Protect, and then Aqua Jet is used to finish off Pokemon with Focus Sash. I'm running Hyper Voice, Liquid Voice for water type spread damage. With the speed, I'm using 5 speed to speed creep Incineroar and Sylveon. And then I'm also giving Primarina the Rindo Berry to live a grass type attack from Meowscarada. Meowscarada is really good into my team. Primarina is very good, so I want to maintain this Pokemon. Last is Morpeko. Morpeko is just running pure support. So we have a fast Fake Out, Electro Web, Super Fang, and Top. So Electro Web will lower the speed of both Pokemon by 1, and Super Fang will have 1 Pokemon's health, no matter how much defense or how weak Morpeko's attack is. And Taunt will be used to prevent Tailwind or Trick Room. Running max speed and max bulk. On top of this, I have King's Rock. There's not really many items left that I could use on Morpeko. Focus Sash is taken up, and Recovery isn't super useful just because Morpeko will probably die in 1 hit. But King's Rock can be useful with Electro Web or Super Fang to cause the opponent to flinch. Other Pokemon I thought about are Arcanine, right? So like Arcanine has Intimidate, has moves like Close Combat, Flare Blitz, and Crunch. These moves hit almost all of Shamma's team for super effective, and the Intimidate is very useful into these physical attackers. I think just the issue is like I'm not getting the full KO that I need, and on top of that, Arcanine gets beat pretty easily by Blastoise. So it's not a great switch in unless like Blastoise is not there, and I think Blastoise is guaranteed to come. On top of that, the other options are like Houndstone and Slowking. Houndstone is a good Sand Rush sweeper Pokemon, and Slowking is a good Trick Room one. But because there's so many Dark type moves and Dark and Ghost type moves, these Pokemon are going to get bullied by those moves and are likely to die pretty quickly. The last option is Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl is good. It has Fake Out, and it's like a good support into my opponent's team. The big issue with Grimmsnarl is there are so many dark types on Shamma's team. A lot of the prankster moves I want to use into her team are basically blocked by the dark type, right? So things I would use are like Fake Tears, Taunt, a Scary Face, Parting Shot. All these moves are ineffective against the dark types on Shamma's team. But Fake Out is useful. However, Grimmsnarl is so slow, it's outsped by Blastoise, which is not going to work if I'm trying to use Grimmsnarl as a Fake Out support. With this team, I think the big leads are starting more Pico with one of these Pokemon. With Fake Out and Taunt, I'm able to stop whatever speed control Shamma wants to go for, whether it's Tailwind or Trick Room. Electro Web and Super Fang are good options in case the opponent decides to ignore Morpeko. If either Gliscor or Slowbro have Mental Herb, I can bring in Vivian with Sleep Powder to put those Pokemon to sleep as well. Last week I learned that I shouldn't index so hard into Trick Room, so I have 2 Trick Room options in Hippowdon and Primarina. The rest of the Pokemon are pretty good outside of Trick Room, so I can play into whatever Shamma wants to bring into me. Overall, that's my team. I'm excited for a game this week. Good luck to Shamma, and we'll see you soon for the battle.
Okay, we're going to battle Shamma. So I'm in Minnesota right now, just for a friend's wedding. Because I'm Minnesota Berserkers, this is my home court advantage week. Today's nicknames are brought by characters from Naruto. Naruto is one of my favorite shows, so all the Pokemon are named after Naruto characters. Shamma's room. Oh, she uses the Gengar profile too. Sick. Yeah, so we have Shikamaru, Gara, Shino, Meitarumi, Choji, and Kiba. Okay, ready to go. Okay. Really thankful to Shamma. I was running so late. Let's see. I think this is about what I expected her to bring. No Cerulege. I think for sure I'm just going to go with the expected lead. I think now the decision to make is, do I lean into sand or not? And Gliscor is there too, so maybe I need Tailwind. For now, let's go for the sand mode, and we can adjust in the next battle. I'm interested that she brought Slowbro, but not Ampharos. I'll go Fake Out into Slowbro just because I don't know what this guy's gonna do. And I'm hoping that Moonblast does a lot of damage to Meowscarada. U-turn. Okay. It's bad that I lost more Pico like that. I should have gone for Fake Out into Meowscarada. But I think let's go for high horsepower into Slowbro. That'll do a lot of damage. And I do want to kill it. I could expect a Fake Out from Blastoise. Citricuro? Damn. So strong. And the poison. That's tough. But I'm thinking best bet is just to protect with Hippowdon, so we can save for Lycanroc to come in. Unlikely Primarina gets to do anything. Oh, I can kill Blastoise. You gave that to me. But I'm curious, why didn't Blastoise go for a water move into Hippowdon? Does it not have a water attack? I wonder. I really think it's just go for close combat and high horsepower. Lycanroc should outspeed Meowscarada in the sand, and Hippowdon should outspeed Slowbro. Now we'll get to see if Meowscarada is Scarf or Sash. The way she played with U-turn, I expect it to be Sash. I guess we'll find out. Sash! Power trick. That one's pretty bulky, yeah. Every time I see the critical hit, my heart jumps a little bit, but yeah, Flower Trick will crit every time. And right now, Meowscarada will die to Sand. So I do think Sand mode is really good into her because Meowscarada is such a big threat. Tyranitar. Oh, okay. I think this is GG. I don't know if... We'll find out if she's Chople Berry active. That'll be useful. No Chople. Okay, that went well. I'm trying to think what I learned, what will I do differently. Sash Meowscarada is annoying, but Hippowdon's just a really good counter into it. And she didn't bring Incineroar or Gliscor. Slowbro, I don't think is a good matchup into Hippowdon. And yeah, Morpeko is kind of useless. I'm not sure what I'll do differently. I do think I just need to lead more Pico to stop Tailwind. And yeah, Primarina doesn't match up well into Slowbro. Honestly, maybe I'll just bring the same. Or, And it's Sash, so Gengar outspeeds Meowscarada. I kind of like Gengar, actually. And then I think the big question is, am I going to bring in Lycanroc? Or Vivian? Yeah, let's try Vivian. I think Rage Powder and Tailwind will match up well into Gliscor. I'm not that scared of Meowscarada. Ooh, but the Sash. I think I need Sand. Maybe a little unoriginal bringing the same four in the same order. But this time I'm hoping to preserve more Picos better. Yeah, so I'm expecting a Tailwind with Gliscor. So I'm going to go for Wake Up into you, and we'll go for a Hyper Voice into both. Yeah, last week I made the unfortunate mistake of running Sparkling Aria, thinking it's a single target move, so learned my lesson, and I'm running Hyper Voice now. Let's protect. No, my, it's Sandville. So annoying. Okay, let's see. What does this mean for me? Let's go for Taunt into Gliscor, and I will go for Hyper Voice again. Can Taunt miss? Taunt can miss. Oh, Jesus. That's too bad. And it's Life Orb. Is it Bright Powder? It might be Bright Powder. That's kind of funny. Unethical, but it is funny. Alright, so... Let's see. I think I'm gonna go for Ice Fang into Gliscor. Jeez. It's gonna be so annoying to hit. But we have to try something. Rock Slide. So right now, I am expecting maybe a double up into Lycanroc. I am going to protect and see if I can kill Gliscor, just because it's such a pain to deal with. They're going for Rock Slide. Let's see. High horsepower. Okay, I predicted the double. Okay. That's one big headache gone. I'm wondering if she brings in Blastoise. Blastoise will be annoying. Yeah, okay. So at this point, I think a fake out into Lycanroc is basically guaranteed. I'm going to go for a high horsepower into Blastoise, and I'm going to... I need to go for the double protect. I think fake out into Lycanroc is basically guaranteed. So this has a 50% chance of failing. I wonder if it's Bright Powder. Okay, I got the double. Maybe unethical of me. Tailwind is gone. Now I am going to go for high horsepower into Tyranitar and go for close combat into Blastoise. I don't know if this kills. But yeah, there's no way to know. I might as well just go for it. Oh, dude, it's not even... Aura Sphere. Yeah, I think not much I can do here. Maybe I should have gone for high horsepower into Blastoise instead. And Meowscarada off. Triple Axle, nice. Yeah, so I don't think Blastoise has a water move. It looks like Fake Out, Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere, maybe Protect. I don't know if I saw her use Protect. Yeah. What am I going to do differently here? So, it doesn't seem like Blastoise is set up. It doesn't seem like Tyranitar is set up either. So, maybe I don't need to lead Morpeko. I think Morpeko's just so weak. I think I will go Vivian. Vivian. I need Hippowdon for sure. I think, oh jeez, what am I going to do here? She hasn't brought Incineroar. But I'm assuming it's because Incineroar matches up so poorly into Hippowdon, Primarina, and Lycanroc. I think the question is, do I bring in, between Gengar, Vivian, and Primarina, I have to bring two. I like Vivian and Primarina. No Mega. Just because it's able to, I know, it seems like it has a better chance of stopping Gliscor. part of me is thinking, should I lead Hippowdon? Oh, I guess that's what we're doing. Okay. I need to make my selection faster. I think that really ruined me last time. Measure this one. Okay, the same toxic lead. And okay, I'm expecting Rock Slide. So let's switch in Hippowdon. And we'll go for Hyper Voice. And it's okay if Tyranitar gets or sorry, if Gliscor gets Tailwind. I just need to kill Gliscor. Oh, it does so much. Flinch, jeez, this is so... Okay. Rock Slide. Please don't flinch. And please hit. 2 big ifs. Now, how many turns of Tailwind are left? 2 turns of Tailwind. I'm thinking I'll go for Ice Fang again. I'm not super worried about Tyranitar just because I can close combat pretty easily. Should we go for Aqua Jet? I don't think Aqua Jet will do anything in the case for it. Let's see. Yeah, I think we just need to go for Hyper Voice. Ice Fang. Okay, we got rid of Gliscor. Still not in the clear. And I think there's 1 turn of Tailwind left. So I'm thinking a double protect and or maybe switching Hippowdon out. Blastoise, yeah. So to protect against that, I'm thinking I'll go double protect and then switch in Vivian. Oh, and Blastoise can't touch Vivian, right? Because I think it only has Dark Pulse and Aura Sphere. Maybe Ice Beam? I'm trying to think what Blastoise's last move could be. Okay. Nice, Tyranitar protects, so I'm going to go for a protect into Tyranitar too. Or I'm going to go for close combat, I mean into Tyranitar. Water Spout, I see. And yeah, that Sand Chip will be useful. Now I think the question is, do I want to go... Yeah, I think we need to stick with this plan. I'm proud of this Vivian form. I think the ice one is the coolest. Is Blastoise going for water spell? That's the big question. Yeah. Oh my jeez, it's so strong. Dude, I might be cooked. Sandstorm's just subsided. And if... Yeah, Meowscarada is in, I think there's nothing I can do. High horsepower... What am I gonna do here? There's not really much I can do. Water spell will just kill me. Let's hope for... Yeah, a crit won't even help me. Yeah, it's over. It's Jover. So water spell will just... Yeah. GG to Shamma. I'm trying to think what I should have done better. I think indexing on sand and letting Gliscor get up Tailwind really made it hard. Especially with Sandvale. But yeah, I don't know. I'll give some thoughts later in the sec. Okay, yeah, tough battle. But I think I played really well in the first game. There's really not much I can do about Sandvale misses. I think overall in the second and third game, I should have tried really hard to stop Tailwind from coming up. I think stopping Tailwind from coming up would have stopped these flinches from Tyranitar, and let me do a better job of I guess beating down the Pokemon on Shamma's team. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I'm happy that I chose Morpeko for the fast fake out. It's unfortunate that Morpeko died in one hit in every battle it was in. I don't know if I should have brought out Gengar. I thought about it, but that's okay. But yeah, I know. I think that's it. Thanks to Shamma, and good luck with the rest of the season. And I'll see everyone next week.